The first time I had a real conversation with her was a phone call. I remember I was sitting in the traffic light in Coppell, Texas, and my cell phone rang, and this young lady on the other end, she said, and she's crying and she's screaming, and she's like, I'm afraid I'm going to jail and I don't know what to do and I need some help and I need, and just on and on and on with a list of the drama going on in her life. I'd only known her for a couple of weeks. In fact, we hired her as a temporary worker at one of our kids' events, and suddenly I'm the answer to her problems. I don't know even how to deal with this. Apparently she got in a physical fist fight with her stepdad and punched him in the face. And they said, you'll either find another place to stay tonight or you'll go to jail. And so she called us looking for a couch to sleep on. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. Well, the story went on. This young lady not only ended up sleeping on our couch that night, but basically became like an older sibling to our kids for many years. In fact, even to this day, we keep in touch with her around birthdays and holidays and stuff like that. She's long since gone off to the Marine Corps and come back, and is I guess you would call her a mom to exchange students who want to come to the United States and learn. She's been to the Fire Academy and she's working on her EMT, and very proud of all the things that she's accomplished. But there was a season in her life where all the outside drama made just getting from one week to the other difficult. And there was a season that we even had to say, okay, that's enough. We have to cut this relationship off until we get it under control. But I remember the times that she would show up at work and work for us on the weekends and just do incredible work, and then something would go wrong, and it would be a phone call or it would be a text message or something would happen, and she'd just come to me. She's like, I quit. I gotta go. I can't do this. I'm going nuts. Eventually, it became the joke, and over years, it became, I quit several times a night. And she never did. She never really quit. She never really left. I think I fired her once, but she didn't make it to the parking lot, and she came back. But the drama that happens in our life, that's not one person whose life is that way. It's all of us. And as leaders, we have to make a very intentional choice to say, I may have the filter, the ability, the maturity, the cold-heartedness, whatever you want to call it, to close the door when I come in and leave all of my drama outside. To not talk about what's going on in my life, to not talk to anybody else about what I feel, about how I hurt, about how other people are treating me. I may be able to just close it off. To compartmentalize, as they accuse men of doing. To come in the door and be here and present and nowhere else at the same time. But as leaders, we also have to understand that not everybody has that level of maturity, that experience, that opportunity in life. And as a result, they're going to show up in our lives to be led by us, to be cared for by us, to be directed by us, to be guarded by us. And they're going to show up with drama. They're going to show up with past mistakes, with failures, with hurts. And we can be merciless and demand the bottom line and expect excellence every time and hold them to a standard of accountability that maybe they're not quite ready for yet. Or we can realize that they're humans. And they probably got here to this place in life with some baggage. Even teenagers these days show up on their first job with some baggage. Maybe it's schoolwork, maybe it's a boyfriend or girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or significant other. Maybe it's just their own self-esteem and their identity. But that baggage, that drama that follows them around, part of our job as leaders is to demonstrate grace and mercy and love, so that they can learn to compartmentalize where necessary, to demonstrate their own excellence, to work in their own environment, to work with their own life, to declutter some of the nonsense, to travel light. But the reality is, we as leaders, we have an opportunity to influence that. And we can influence that for good or for bad, in love, grace, and mercy, or in demanding the very best to the point of failure. I encourage you to love. Lead with love. I'm J Loren Norris on Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.